back. It's been a couple of weeks since we finished the second batch, and now we're starting with the third batch, third and last batch of 12 episodes, and we are starting it in a great way. Why? Because we got a new opening, and this new opening is Saga. It reminds me of Cruel Angel's thesis, and yeah, that's about it. So our girls have broken out of jail with Emporio, and Emporio is so stoked to finally get out of that shithole. And I'm quoting them. The girls, the guy said that it's a piece of shit, and I'm like, hell yeah, it was kind of a shithole, but the food, it wasn't that bad so far as I saw it. And we focus on the fellas who are still in prison, but not for long. And we see that the weather report has a Joestar birthmark. Okay, like what did Araki forget how birthmarks work? Because I can understand the reasoning behind Pucci's Joestar birthmark. He got eaten by the son of Dio, and I guess he got reborn as the son of Dio or something much greater. But I do not understand how Weather Report came by a birthmark, and I guess it has all the features of a birthmark, which means that you can detect any member of your family detection. Yeah, it's something that was touched on in part 3. And we switch our point of view to Father Pogochi, and he is in the city, and he just has a bizarre occurrence with the number 3. I mean, he's 3 miles outside of Orlando. His cap is $33.33, which I think back in 2011 was kind of expensive. So he passes by a hospital, and 3 people show up there. 3 people who will be of great importance. And actually, one of them is a junkie who had OD'd, but apparently he's alive, and he held Pucci hostage, and something bizarre has happened, and the guy's got a Joestar birthmark too, but that one is easy to explain. But yeah, so he got shot by the cops, and he has awakened his stand ability. And his stand is what the gang is fighting in those episodes. And as I said, well, both Weather Report and Anasui have escaped from jail and are on the run. When the Weather encounters this old man, and he does him a kindness. He stops the rain because the rain is bad for the guy's knee, and the old man offers them a ride on his truck to wherever they need to go to catch up with Jolene and friends and company. So in the ride on this truck, they encounter the enemy, but it isn't who they expected it was, cause it was a fictional character, and not just any fictional character. A Disney fictional character, well, adapted by Disney, but Pinocchio, who they encountered, and then the seven dwarfs from Snow White are role characters, so I guess they are in the public domain, and that's why they could adapt them. But but in the manga, like it was supposed to be Spider-Man that got escaped and now got the Batman. But that's fine. I prefer Batman to Spider-Man. No, the characters aren't evil enough themselves, so it cannot turns into Shrek. And Snow White is actually on the truck in one of the boxes. And she's asleep there, so hey, it's like in that scene in Shrek, in where the seven dwarfs actually lay her to rest on Shrek's dining table. And a funny conversation happens between the Anasui actually interrogated Pinocchio, and when Anasui says, "Are you alone?" and Pinocchio is like, "No, I'm not," because he's lying because the dwarfs are there with him too, and he lies, and yes, a nose grows and it hits Sui, and Pinocchio is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got lied, but here's the truth. These guys are not with me, but I'm not alone here," and his nose shortens. Funny conversations happen also between the dwarfs. They say like, "People think that Snow White and us are having an affair, but it's not true. Yeah. But Anasui, he finds himself in a pickle once he finds that the weather report cannot see him, and his body has fallen and is underneath the truck. That might be Anasui, or that might be a Diavolo death. I can't tell, but yeah, and Anasui has split. Basically, the way it works is if you can recall a character that you find in the story, then you split, and half of you remains in the real world, and the other half it goes to this fantasy land thing. Let's just call it far away. You'll get the reference. And the old man here knows that seven dwarfs. He also gets split into far away, and the truck crashes, but they all survive thanks to weather report. And because Weather Report is suffering from amnesia, he cannot recall any of the characters, and that's why he's not affected by that stand ability. And the old man is stuck in far away with Thanasui, and he turns into the big bad wolf from Red Riding Hood. And actually, the episode it ends with a weather report, and Sui's body getting on a bus with Red Riding Hood. Now on to the continuation, episode 26. One moment, please. The episode starts with far away Anasui encountering his real life body, but his body it doesn't want to join him, and he thinks that Hagata far away, and Anasui is cringe because he's invested in fairy tales, and that's cringe, and he runs away because of cringe. He follows the body into a coffee shop, and he has really wrecked the place, and has a run-in with Popo. And I'm not talking about Mr. Pogopo from Dragon Ball. And as he loses the cups, he put some chocolate in his face to like appear as an old man, and he loses the cups. And the owner of the coffee shop, he also gets split, which is why he can see Anasui, and he is also a Snow White simp. And in the end, he ends up with Snow White, and he has reached his happily ever after. I'm not talking about the potion that got the Shrek drank to turn himself into a hunk of a man. But actually, the way that got Bohemian Rhapsody works is that when you split and your far away self, he gets dragged into a story, and he has to reach the story's conclusion as it was a reggaeton. So I guess it was written that the coffee shop owner gets with Snow White and bangs her. Right, and then Anasui gets dragged into a story, and I don't know the story, but it's about a wolf who wants to eat a couple of goats which are this size, and there are 7 of them, and the big bad wolf eats 6 of them, and the last one he goes and tells his mom, and the goats and the 6 goats are alive in the wolf's stomach. So the mother goes and grabs a pair of scissors, and they get children out of the wolf's stomach, and I guess the wolf dies. So Anasui becomes the big bad wolf, and he's terrified because his stomach gets opened. Okay, I mean, it's scary. You don't want to get your yogurt stomach opened up by just a pair of scissors that the goat has found. Like these are not even surgical scissors, but just a pair of scissors like this, for God's sake. And got to weather report, and he encounters one of the self portraits by Van Gogh, and he's missing a ear. Was it the left one or the right one that he was missing? Well, an ear. Sure was the right one. Yeah, so Wagader at first is like, no, I do not remember you. But turns out that he did get inspired by him and his art skills. So he also gets split and turns into Van Gogh himself. He loses an ear, and Van Gogh, he killed himself. I mean, he shot himself twice. I mean, once it didn't do it for him to get shot. Once it didn't kill him. what a chat, right? So he shot himself twice. And that's what happens with Anasui. So that's what happens to Anasui. He loses an ear and he shoots himself once, although he didn't mean to shoot himself once. And meanwhile, the Gastante user Rungalo, he is gonna flight in order to spread his Bohemian Rhapsody attack about to the whole world and to help Pucci, which was actually his mission in a flashback in the hospital where in which Pucci encountered the three guys and he said, "Your purpose in life is to help me get to Cape Canaveral, okay?" And that's what they're doing. And so, and Anasui, he catches up with the weather report. When the mother opens him up and the goats come out, and apparently at the end of the story, the big bad wolf drowns. So Anasui, he encounters he encounters weather report and when he's about to drown and the weather report is about to get shot again. But before that, he uses Van Gogh's skills and makes an OC. And before they die, the character is made to fix all this mess and return all the fictional characters back into their fictional stories and to restore as we and to weather report. So the OC it does that. And at the end, Dungalo is on the flight, and I guess he died of despair because his plan was foiled. So I guess in the end he did turn into the Joker because he was talking about how society has alienated him, and with his Bohemian Rhapsody, he can exact his revenge on this society. But at the end, he dies of despair. And good riddance. I mean, he was ugly, man. And the end scene is of Jolene, who goes into Rogamio's house, his ex-boyfriend, who did the vehicular manslaughter with, and he wants to apologize to her and atone for his sins. So when Jolene asks him for some cash and the keys to a car, which turns out to not be a car but a freaking helicopter. Oh yeah, Romeo is cool now, and he gives her the dagatang, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, what a simp," but I'll just say, no, he's trying to do good by her. And she forgives him because, that the car crash, the manslaughter. It's pretty small. It's pretty small when you compare it to what's at stake here. So yeah, she forgives him, and Romeo calls it the cops, and he says that she is on her way to Mexico, and so he distracts the popo. He misdirects the popo. Oh, good on him. And at the end, they Emporio gets to fulfill his dream of riding and piloting a helicopter. And that is the end of this review. So I did enjoy I did enjoy these couple of episodes. I guess that Netflix has listened to us, or maybe that was or maybe that was their plan all along, to get us to talk about them and get us into a fit talk about the dispatch. So that's pretty smart of them. Yeah, but this episode, they have its funny moments. It reminded me of Shrek at times. So Darga was great. No, animation, yes, animation it was okay for the characters. We didn't get to see a frame of we didn't get to see a frame of Batman. I would have enjoyed to go see what the DP would have done to go draw Batman. Wait, did they do a Batman? Did they draw a Batman thing? It doesn't matter. Animation great. That's it. What did you guys think of those episodes? And I will see you. I will see you in the next week for the next episode.